Lovely to see you.
Great to be here.
And you, Sal. How you doing?
Yeah, not Dane.
Albert, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Right, well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to my Saturday night lineup. And tonight, my four wonderful guests here will arrange themselves in a lineup from best to worst in a variety of very revealing categories. And to win the valuable points, all they need to do is position themselves in the lineup in the same place that you, the great British public, have already put them in.
Oh.
Anyway, so if the question was, who's the best dancer, then the public would almost certainly, say Arlene. They put Arlene at the top. But what you don't realise, though, is you'd be wrong, because I've seen Omid's worm backstage. And I'll tell you something, it was very impressive.
Come on, let's see it.
You're good at the worm, aren't you?
I'm good at the worm, yeah, not as good as it is.
This is fabulous, never seen that like it in my life. Anyway, you ready for your first question?
Yes.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Right, we asked 1,000 people who would be the most embarrassing parents.
Oh.
Right, I'll start with Howard. Howard, how many kids have you got now?
4.
Have you got 4 up, yeah? Who gets the most embarrassed out of your kids?
I've Lola is 16. I've probably...
And here's Lola here.
Yeah,
And you're
embarrassed,
singing to her.
especially that occasion. Yeah, she was mortified. That was actually in Hamburg at a concert, and we did... it was in front of, I think, 9,000 people. I literally went over to the side of the stage and started dancing in front of her to try and get her to dance with me, but she kept going...
Has she seen this video of you, by the way, from the early days to dancing? Hang on, here you are. There you go.
Oh, see?
You've got something on the back of your checks. I don't know what you've sat in.
Look at that, that's terrible, isn't it?
Who's that one doing that?
There you are, that's Russell. Me and Russell were dance partners literally from the ages of 14, and we went to competitions in Europe, and we did show dancing together, and we went to Tunisia for the World Couple Dance Championships. Me and him danced in loincloths, and we were the only 2 guys dancing together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it was, it was good though. You know, you could get air to your testicles, which was nice.
We all need that.
Yeah, we do.
You need it? Really? It's something you should be telling me, Sally. I don't know about.
No. It's all good.
So you reckon you are an embarrassment to your kids?
It's on purpose, basically.
It's like being a granddad. Your granddads aren't meant to be well behaved, are they? They're meant to be disgraceful.
Out of control.
Completely.
Yeah. As a grandma, I am pretty out of control.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
You behave very badly in front of them.
I do anything she wants me to do. I will just get down on my hands and knees and play fairies dropping from the sky.
You ever come down of a morning dressed as Maleficent with an owl on a broom?
I haven't quite done that. But have you?
Yeah, and the thing is, she just looked at me and carried on eating the Weetabix. What are you like? Are you an embarrassing parent?
I come from a background where my dad was, he was embarrassing in an ironic way. Like, for example, there'd be a house party, and in Iranian culture, people say, you've got to dance, you know. He would say, no, I don't want to come, you must dance. Then my dad would get up, and unbeknown to everyone, he'd undo his kind of belt. And as he started dancing, his trousers would fall. And he'd pick them up. So it felt like being an embarrassing parent was part of the DNA of what I had to do. So my kids went to the same school. I don't know if you know Rob Brydon.
Yeah.
Brydon's very well known. And there was the dad's race. And I said to him, look, I know you've been training, but if you run off, why don't we just run? Let's not be competitive. He went, yeah, sure. But he was doing stretches, and I knew he wanted to run. So as soon as we went off, he went off, and I grabbed the back of his trousers. And he was pulling me along, and it hit me. So all the dads had run off, and there was me and him in the middle fighting. So I got him in a headlock, and then we got on the ground. We were fighting, and by this time, no one was. And I thought this was funny, and then I just saw my son screaming. He goes, "Dad, stop being such a lovey!" I really felt his pain because he was genuinely embarrassed. So yeah, I would say because of that.
Don't you sometimes get mistaken for somebody else, which embarrasses them?
Yes, it's really embarrassing for them. Whenever we're out, people say, "Oh, can we have a picture?" and we have a policy that if they want a picture, the kids stay away. And this one was going, oh, bring your little boy as well, because you dance with your boy. I said, who do you think? They thought I was Stavros Flatley. This happens regularly, and it happens so many times. I finally met Stavros Flatley, and I said, you know, I often get mistaken for you, and does that ever happen to you? And he went, what? I said, do you ever get mistaken for me? He went, sorry, I don't know, who are you?
Sally, your boys, are you an embarrassment to them?
Well, I think they're nearly 11 now.
And they're twins, aren't they?
Twins, yeah, twin boys. And I think my existence is an embarrassment to them. Mom, God! And I'm like, I'm just stood here breathing. I can't do anything.
How do you think the people watching at home would rate you all? And how do you rank each other?
Well, not saying it because we've got to say to ourselves, it's not about what we've just heard here, it's about what
the public
they've seen on our names.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I think being a comedian, that could be, people may think that Matt could be an embarrassing dad to the kids.
It could be, but being a member of Take That, just because
It's an embarrassment.
It's just an embarrassment. You said it.
So should we go over and have our first line up? I'm desperate to say who they think.
That's a tough one. I don't really know.
This is most
embarrassing.
One, yeah. And
Well, I think I'm either going to be first or second.
so sort yourselves
I think I'm
out.
either going to be first or second.
What, me?
Well,
Should we do one of those headlock things?
Dear. What are you then, mate?
Due to the fact that the embarrassing stuff I put on Twitter and Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
maybe,
there.
maybe,
Yeah, I
maybe
yeah,
celebrities
okay.
as well.
This is good.
Yeah.
This is good.
I've seen you on Instagram hoovering.
Yeah.
Just
That's
hoovering.
embarrassing.
Right, well, are you ready? Are you
I think
sorted?
this feels right,
Are
actually.
you sure?
Go, yeah.
All right, then. Well, let's find out what Britain thought. Reveal the answers, please. Who would be the most embarrassing? Ah, you got it right, look.
What's the most embarrassing?
Sally, you've got it right and all in your position.
Oh,
yeah, so
okay.
that's a point each for you.
wonderful.
Yeah, so would you like to go back to your seats? And we'll have another go. No, dear. Right, shall we have a look at your next question? We asked the great British public this. Who is most likely to have a midlife crisis?
Wow.
Howard, have you had your midlife crisis yet?
When I first started in Take That, all from that moment on, from hitting 20, I thought, I really don't want to go bald.
Really?
Yeah, it was just...
What are you trying to say?
I thought I was going to lose my hair and be really handsome.
You've got a fine head of hair.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I do, I'm very lucky.
What happened to your dreadlocks?
So that's one of the reasons I got my dreadlocks. Just kept growing it, and I've done all right. I'm 53, I still haven't lost my hair, so it's all good.
What did you do with the dreadlocks when you had them cut off?
I got Vidal Sassoon to cut them off, and I've still got them to this day in a Vidal Sassoon bag.
Oh my God.
Just in case his hair falls off.
Can I just tell you, I used to get the piss taken off me off Gary all the time about how smelly my hair was. To the point that when I stayed at his house, he actually put a plastic cover over his pillow on the bed that I was staying on.
Cheeky son.
I know, cheeky son.
I know, it is a bit. Sally, do you ever feel the urge to recapture your youth? I'm not saying you're old, love, you know what I mean? But
48 now.
oh, that's not old.
48.
I'm 66. I keep getting pensioner packs. Have you seen them? You know what annoys me is they send you pictures of these coffins that look like they've been knitted. You seen them? I say, bugger off, I'm going in a solid oak, lead life, with brass handles, a crucifix over the lid, and my name, thank you very
And
much.
horses.
And horses.
And glitter on the top.
No glitter, I've got
No
an aversion to glitter.
Have you?
Because you find
Tell
it
me,
6 years
okay.
later, you scratch your head and you go, where's that come from? Or if you'll pardon this is a bit rude, you go for a poo and it's in the pan glittering at you. Do you believe in a midlife crisis?
Well, it's funny really because I was really happy when I got to sort of 30.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, this is me now.
Yeah.
It's all right, I don't have to worry anymore. I thought 20s were really stressful.
Yeah.
When I got to
nice.
about 40, I grew into my face. I didn't quite fit before then. And then I thought, I've always looked about 40.
You haven't changed much.
Oh,
No, you look great.
Thanks. Oh,
You
thanks.
do. You know what I love about, I don't know whether you agree with me, Dame Arlene, I love about getting old, you can say what you like. I've turned into Catherine Tate now. I have. And when I've got a mask on, for some reason, I don't think people can hear me. Of course they can, and I'm saying things like, move out the way, you daft bitch. I don't think they can hear me, and they go, pardon. So, sorry, I've talked about it. But I'm doing it all the time lately. I've gone really bad. Oh, mate, we've got a picture of you here as a young man with a beautiful head of hair. Wow. Do you ever wish you could go back to those days?
I do, yeah. I had
Do you really?
I had a thick head of hair. It's amazing. And I had a moustache because Magnum was on. I wanted to be Tom Selleck. But I'm quite happy. I'm very comfortable in my weight and in my baldness. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm very comfortable.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a midlife crisis? Have you ever had that urge? You think, I'm going to go out and buy a silly car?
It's not me having a midlife crisis. I think it was Brad Pitt, because I was in a film with him called Spy Game, and we were together all day in a taxi. You know, when you shoot one scene, you shoot it all morning. He just got married to Jennifer Aniston, and I'd been married for 8 years. So he said, and he's very polite. He goes, have you got any advice about marriage? And I just said, well, there is the age-old structure that marriages go in three specific stages. Stage 1 is blind love, everything you see about that person you love. Stage 2 is then everything you liked about that person, now you hate with a vengeance. Everything they do pisses you off. And it's a terrible stage. It can last a year, it can last 10 years. And if you don't get out of it, usually you divorce or you have a cold love. But if you work through it, you get into stage 3 where you understand the baggage that both of you've had and you have a more harmonious marriage. He goes, and his phone went off. He goes, and he took a phone call, goes, please excuse me. And he left the car and he came back half an hour, ashen-faced. I said, who was that? He goes, it's Jennifer. I said, everything all right? He said, I think we've just gone into stage 2, okay? Now, the thing was, that was a private story and I never talked about it until 8 years later. Some journalist said, you've been lots of them, have you got any funny stories? And I thought, well, this is harmless, I'll tell this story. So I told this story. I forgot about it. A week later, I got a phone call from people in America, agents saying, what have you done? What have you done? I said, what? Look at the TMZ website. There was a picture on the TMZ gossip column website of a picture of Brad and Jennifer, a photograph ripped in two. And the headline says, comedian owns up to breaking up Brad and Jennifer. And the photo's split in two with me in the middle. Like this. A picture just like that with a microphone. So embarrassing, and it took a week for the story to go away. So it was his kind of marriage midlife crisis, and it was all down to me.
Arlene, what about you?
Oh, well, I'm older than probably all of you put together, and I'm still waiting for mine because in my mind I'm just not getting older. I'm not ready for my midlife.
Well, that's great.
And the real reason I haven't is my whole life is a crisis.
Have you ever been, like, interested in men who you think might be having a midlife crisis, or would that put you off? Would you prefer a younger man or an older man?
I've always gone for younger men.
Oh.
My first husband was younger, my second partner is younger, and I've had lots of young boyfriends. I've no idea why. I think it's to do with why I haven't had my real midlife crisis, because inside there's one age and there's a chronological age that's building up, and it's getting higher and higher and higher, as in 78. And I think to myself...
You're 78?
You're not 78.
Look at that.
Wow.
Are you 78 years of age?
Unbelievable.
That's why it's so ridiculous.
What is the secret?
Sex.
Secret.
Dancing, sex.
Well,
Dancing
it's
and
a bit of-
sexing.
It's a bit
dancing
of
and
both,
sexing.
isn't it? Yeah. I mean,
What
it's
the
a
same
lot of
dance,
both.
and have sex at the same time, you know what I mean?
No,
Make a lot of noise with the
yeah.
headboard, wouldn't it?
A lot.
Do you know what gets me? They always say you get the face and the body you deserve when you get older. God knows what I did. Oh, give us a break. What? I get up in the morning sometimes and I look in the mirror and I think, how can so much damage happen, like, in 8 hours? You know what I mean? Where's that come from? I've got a tip round me. Put it back up. Right, okay, well, that's what the guests have to say. But join us after the break when this lot will head over to the lineup and we'll find out what you, the public, have to say. So I'll see you in 3, okay?